Today, we're diving into one of the most iconic and, let's be honest, maybe one of the most misunderstood cards in the entire tarot deck, the Fool. So, what's it really all about? What does it actually mean to take that leap of faith? I mean, that's what this card is all about, right? It's asking us to do just that. It taps into that feeling we've all had, standing on the edge of something new, something totally unknown. All right, so let's get to know this character, the Fool. He's not just some random card. He's our protagonist. He's the hero of the whole story, right at the very beginning, before the journey has even kicked off. And that number, 0, that is so important. It's not number 1, it's 0. It's pure, untapped, unlimited potential. You can think of the Fool as the spirit of the beginner, before the world comes along and leaves its mark. It kind of stands outside the normal A to B progression of the other cards, just totally open to whatever comes next. And when you just glance at the key meanings, you can totally feel that energy. We're talking new beginnings, innocence, freedom, pure spontaneity and adventure. It's all about originality and this bright-eyed idealism. That right there is the heart and soul of the Fool. Okay, so let's talk about the upright path. What happens when the Fool shows up in a reading facing the right way? Well, get ready, because it's basically a sign that an exciting new adventure is just around the corner. Yeah. Think of this card as a big green light from the universe. It's telling you that you're about to head down a new path, maybe one you didn't even see coming. It could be a literal trip somewhere new, or it could be a more internal journey, one that's going to lead to some serious personal growth. And the best part? This change is almost always a good thing, something you'll welcome. But, even with all this awesome positive energy, there's a tiny bit of a warning here. It's that classic phrase, look before you leap. The Fool's optimism is fantastic, but it can sometimes get a little careless. So the card is reminding us, hey, embrace the new, for sure, but don't completely forget to be aware of your surroundings. And in love? Oh, this is that fun whirlwind, butterflies in your stomach kind of romance. If you're single, you're probably in for a really exciting time. And if you're already in a relationship, this can mean a new spark of excitement, maybe even a spontaneous trip together. But there's a flip side. It can also hint at someone who's a little flighty, maybe not quite ready for a deep, long-term commitment. When it comes to your career or money, the Fool is practically yelling, go for it! It is such a powerful sign to launch that business idea or apply for that dream job. Now, other people, they might not get your vision. They might think you're crazy. But this card is all about trusting your gut. Of course, do your research, be smart about it, but don't be afraid to take that calculated plunge. So you know how every card has two sides, right? A light and a shadow? Well, the Fool is a perfect example. That upright innocence, when it's reversed, it can turn into negligence. And that wonderful spontaneity, yeah, that can become just plain irrational. This is that pivot point where the energy can really shift from something positive to something not so productive. So let's talk about that. When we see the Fool reversed, it's not some terrible omen. Don't panic. It's more like a gentle tap on the shoulder, a word of caution. It's asking us to pause, look inward, and maybe just check our impulses for a second. So a new beginning is still coming. That part doesn't change. But when the card is reversed, it suggests one of two things. Either you're holding yourself back from it, maybe out of fear, or you're jumping in completely recklessly with zero awareness of what could happen. It's really a call to find some balance. In a relationship, this can mean that your constant need for adventure is making things feel unstable. That carefree vibe, when it's not balanced, can come across as risky or unreliable, and that can leave your partner feeling pretty insecure. And what about career? Well, when the Fool is reversed here, it points to two possible problems. On one hand, you could be so restless that you're making impulsive, maybe even bad decisions. But on the other hand, you could be sitting on these brilliant ideas but holding them back because you just don't have the confidence to put them out there. So the big takeaway here is really this simple, powerful piece of advice. Think before you act. It's the perfect mantra for the Fool reversed. Just pause, think about what might happen, and then move forward with purpose, not just on a whim. Okay, so we've looked at both sides of the coin. What's the big lesson here? What is the Fool really trying to teach us about taking that leap of faith in our own lives? It really boils down to three simple things. First, just be open. When a new adventure calls, answer it with an open heart. Second, balance that optimism with a little bit of common sense. Do your homework, look before you leap. And finally, number 3, trust the journey. You have to understand that this new path, wherever it leads, is an essential piece of your personal growth. At the end of the day, the Fool's message is all about you. It's giving you permission to start your own unique spiritual journey, even if the people around you don't totally get it. It's about having faith in what's ahead and just embracing the incredible mystery of the unknown. And that leaves us with the final and honestly the most important question. It's the one the Fool is asking every single one of us. So take a look at your own life right now. Think about that cliff edge you might be standing on. Where will your new beginning take you?